Hey, are you looking to move or live in Fowlerville, Michigan? Today what we're going to do, we're going to take a little overview of Fowlerville, Michigan on the map. Okay, so you have a better idea of what it looks like to live there, how far it is to commute to the different areas if you want to work there. Let's get after it now, all right? All right, so here we are, Fowlerville, Michigan. Now this is about as far west as you can go when you're considering southeast Michigan, right? Here's Fowlerville here. We got, let's see here. This is Fowlerville right here. And if we're looking at southeast Michigan, I mean, this whole area, I mean, not really into Lansing there, but we're going down over here. I mean, this is southeast Michigan. Now, if you were working in Detroit, in somewhere in the metro Detroit, I probably wouldn't advise it, right? I mean, you're going to be spending a lot of time on traffic depending on where you're going into the city. I mean, so let's just hit the wrong button there, but let's take a look here. So if we want to go from Fowlerville, let's do this here. And just for instance, we'll go into Detroit, Michigan, right? Now this isn't going to be the best. I mean, this is going to be, it says an hour here, but you're going to be over an hour if you're heading right into the heart of Detroit, right? I mean, most people that are living in Fowlerville aren't really making that commute. But even if you're going working for somewhere in automotive, right, and you're working over in Warren for one of the tech centers there for GM, I mean, that's going to be a long drive in itself, right? Because a lot of it is, if you're driving here, right, a lot of times you're coming down 96, and then you're like I said, you're an hour. Sometimes the traffic is heavy here. Sometimes you have to take this road here, 59, which isn't a freeway, right? So you're coming in here and you're coming through the top side. So that becomes an issue where most people that if they're living in Fowlerville, right, they're going to be commuting over to Lansing, somewhere in the Lansing area where your commute is, it's a half hour. I mean, if you're going into central Lansing, right, I mean, that's a half hour. I mean, if you're going on the west side somewhere over towards Waverly or Watertown Township or somewhere over there, I mean, you're looking at, 35, 40 minutes. But if you work for the, Michigan State University over here in East Lansing or something like that, I mean, that's not that far of a drive, right? Here's Michigan State University. This is a wonderful sleeper community, right? So, and the reason why sometimes people like living in Fowlerville, so if you look here, Livingston County, Michigan, I mean, Fowlerville is kind of right at that western border of it. Livingston County as a whole, you're going to pay a little bit less in taxes than you would if you were going to live in Ingham Township, Ingham County, which is where Lansing is, right? I mean, so your taxes are going to be considerably higher. So a lot of people will choose to live over in Livingston County, and that's why this Fowlerville tends to be a nice area to move to, right? And the nice thing about Fowlerville, right? There's the school district. I mean, there's a large area for the school district. So if you wanted to be in Fowlerville schools, let's type that in. I'm sorry, my typing isn't the best. Fowlerville schools, I mean, you could live quite a bit, if you zoom out here a second, I mean, quite a bit north and south of 96. This is this main freeway here. And a lot of people, if you're moving to Fowlerville, you're going to have a lot more bang for your buck, right? I mean, your dollar stretches a lot further because, we're a little bit out there. I mean, there's not a whole lot available in Fowlerville, right? You'll have your, one nice thing that we have here is you do have a Walmart here. And you do have a few of your, your little snacks, right? You have a Taco Bell and a McDonald's and stuff like that. And there's a few of, family restaurants in town as well. So I mean, there's a lot of fun places to eat. You got the Dairyville here if you're looking to get some ice cream. The Fowlerville Fair. I mean, this is where the fairgrounds are here. Let me see. Satellite map here. This is the fairgrounds here. A lot of fun that happens over here. But I mean, if you're looking, downtown Fowlerville, I mean, this area right here, I mean, this is Grand River. This is it right here. So let's take a quick peek, downtown Fowlerville. there's a lot of old historic buildings down here. I mean, this is similar to the towns around southeast Michigan. I mean, a lot of these old towns and villages. I mean, they're dating back to the early or late 1800s, early 1900s. Now, if you're looking for the cost of living, I mean, in Fowlerville is considerably less than the rest of Livingston County, as we touched on earlier, right? If you want to live in Fowlerville, I mean, we're looking at here we're looking at, this is Livingston County here. I mean, we're looking at average price point. I mean, if you look at average, here, hold on one second. Average price point for a residential home, Livingston County, you're looking at $413,000, whereas Fowlerville, you're looking at $294,000. I mean, that's a considerable difference between the two. And the only downside about Fowlerville, I mean, there's just not a lot of options, right? I mean, so if I look here, I mean, there's a lot of these new builds, and a lot of these homes are right in town on tiny little lots. All right, I mean, they're about quarter acre or less lots. So there's just not a lot of options that ever pop up in Fowlerville. So I mean, there is some homes, older farmhouse here, an older farmhouse here on some acres. But you find a lot of these houses that have 4 acre lot here for $500. Here's a 10 acre lot here for $500. There's just not a lot available. You see just a handful of new construction. There's 39 matching properties here. So the cost of living it's a little better here, but like I said, it's hard to come by. You don't find all those options. So I mean, certainly love to help you in Fowlerville area. I mean, like I said, I work, eat, sleep, play here in Livingston County, and I'm close to the Fowlerville area, so I'd love to help you out.